No.
I grew up with a
Elementary
kid.
school?
There's a guy in my high school. His name was like almost a mirror image of myself. I'm Nathan Collins. He was Nathan Colonna. And, I had nothing against him personally. It's just I was too damn close to my own name for my own liking.
It was your nemesis.
It was like Highlander up in there. It's like there can be only one.
There could be only one. And I grabbed him by his fucking head and cut him off.
Hey, you ever
Sometimes it really do be like that.
you ever suck dick though?
Yes.
No.
He said absolutely.
Spotted dick.
Matter of fact, I was in a desperate situation where a cock just slipped in my mouth, and
What kind of desperate
Was it desperate
situation?
before or after it slipped in?
What do you get when you take three crazy and opinionated real guys, real friends, butting heads over different issues? A night at a gay bathhouse, you say? Close. This is the Almost Tomorrow Show. From world events to crazy shit on the internet, and definitely reacting to Karens.
Could I speak to the manager, please?
It's loud and in your face, but we have fun. Welcome to the Almost Tomorrow Show. And here are your hosts, Jamie Flores, Mo Wadan, and Nathan Collins.
We're going to get into like our quick bite here. This actually happened at the beginning of the month. Brandon Brown, I don't know if you saw.
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
NASCAR driver.
Yeah, he won the race at Talladega Speedway on October 2nd. When he was getting, like, this is a dude who worked his whole life to get to this point, to win Talladega, shake and bacon.
Shake and bake.
So he's pumped, he's ready, he goes and does his interview, and this is what happens to this man.
Thank you to all of our partners. Oh my God, it's just such an unbelievable moment.
Brandon, you also told me, as you can hear the chants from the crowd, let's go, Brandon. Brandon, you told me you were going to kind of hang back those first two stages and just watch and learn. What did you learn that helped you there in those closing laps?
Oh my God, it was learning how each line didn't...
I feel bad for this guy, man. Like,
Why? He won the race.
He won. Look. I feel I'm happy for him that he won the race, but you can tell during that interview and knowing what they're saying.
What are they saying?
Yeah.
They're saying fuck Joe Biden. They're clearly
there's
saying
no
fuck
let's
Joe
go
Biden.
Brandon. None
But
of
the
that.
let's go Brandon craze, man. Like she tried to like clear it up for the airways because
You don't think that's an issue of her changing the narrative?
I don't think that she's changing the narrative. I think she was trying to not have fuck Joe Biden be on the broadcast. I think it was just a jerk reaction to try to clean up what they were saying.
I mean, do you want to like say, hey, how do you feel about the fact that your win here is actually not the big news story? In fact, it's actually the fact that the crowd is chanting fuck Joe Biden.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I feel bad for him, is because this guy worked his entire fucking life to get the first person that he thanked was his dad. Like, he was like, Dad, we did it. Like, you could see just everything from the beginning, man. He was like,
it sucks, but I mean, I feel like at the other end of the spectrum, it's fine because, this is America and we pride ourselves on our freedom of speech and expression. And if people want to chant fuck Joe Biden at a NASCAR race, go for it.
True, but what I think you're missing is that this is one of the biggest achievements this guy's ever going to have in his life. And the thing that gets immortalized is not the fact that he won, but the fact that the crowd is screaming fuck Joe Biden.
This has been going on for months now. In big, huge sporting events, the crowds are cheering.
This is NASCAR. It's predominantly...
predominantly
No.
Southern.
I'm talking college games. I'm talking about NFL games. Everybody,
that's fine.
a lot of them are cheering fuck Joe Biden.
That's totally fine because, they did that, similar shit with Trump. So, I mean, it doesn't matter who the president is. You should be able to express yourself. And But I do agree. I mean, it's a shame that this guy's achievement has been kind of overshadowed by fuck Joe Biden. Sucks.
You know, they ended up making
Songs?
They had a song out. There's a theme song here.
Yeah,
Loza Alexander was the creator of this video. I want to hear a verse though.
You guys remember the Bed Intruder song?
Yeah.
This reminded me of that, except I'm with you. I wanted to hear kind of like, a verse or hide your husbands. Because they're raping everybody out there.
I don't know, but I think you guys are missing the point of this. And that is...
What is the point, man?
The point is people are not happy of what's going on. And their voices are constantly being silenced.
You think the media was intentionally silencing them?
Yes, without a doubt. 100%, no doubt in my mind that they're being silenced. The narrative is Joe Biden is the most popular president ever. Everybody loves him.
Who is saying that?
That's the narrative.
Who is saying that? Where is the narrative coming from? Because I don't hear it. I mean,
you don't hear it.
I don't think he's the
Joe
best president
Biden
ever,
had more votes for him than any other president ever.
Who's bringing that up?
Oh man!
So
Like-
what happened here is you get a super polarizing election between Trump and Biden, and the fact that it's so polarizing brings out more people than normally vote. They
Because
just
it
feel
was
like
like-
so much is on the line.
Exactly. Like they feel like there was movements to get your neighbor and your neighbor's neighbor to at least get out and vote because every vote mattered.
Right. You feel like a certain way, like, you need to prevent, the apocalypse or something bad from happening, so you're going to go out and vote. It's not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily mean that Joe Biden is the most well thought of or popular president. It just means that the climate was such that more people felt they had to vote. They had enough to lose to motivate them to get out of their fucking house and vote. So, but no, I get it though. Like, you can take those numbers and you can spin a story that says, oh, well, Joe Biden has X amount of votes. This is more than anybody in history. He's the most popular president, yada, yada, yada. I think that's the wrong narrative. I think it's an incorrect one.
And
but
it's very subjective.
might play to an agenda, though.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what Mo's saying here.
There is an agenda. There is an. It's like it's undeniable. It's crazy that you would.
Well, no. I do believe there's agenda on both sides. There's agenda on both sides, and you can't deny that that's prevalent. You know what I mean? Like there's some things that is what it is, and there's some things to get an uproar about.
And the people not being heard and silenced is nothing.
But
for
I don't
us
think
to,
that this was a way to just shut them up. I think this was a way to be like, hey, there's kids who watch NASCAR that are watching this guy, and on the air they're getting "fuck Joe Biden." Like there's shit like that too. That you got to take in apart. Like
I'm never gonna let my kids watch the news.
like you can't. It's so depressing. The news is so depressing.
but it's always been depressing. But the thing is, the news is supposed to it's supposed to be for like the people, right? Like this is how you get your voice heard.
Now it's who can get out facts first, not if they're correct or if they're true. It's who can get it out first, because the views, all that pays. It's all about money now.
But shouldn't you be asking your question is like, why are they saying fuck Joe Biden? Are they saying fuck Joe Biden because they're pro-Trump? Or are they saying fuck Joe Biden because he's doing a horrible job?
It could be the fact,
both.
it could be both. It could be the fact that they're salty that they didn't win. You know what I mean? It could be just fucking sour patches. Like, you know, it could be that, and they're taking that out in the in the fuck Joe Biden chance.
Yeah.
Or is it that Joe Biden is constantly fucking up?
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. He's got people around him that are competent, so that even if he's fucking up, there's gonna be people that can catch.
Policies, the policies that he's doing, a lot of people don't agree with.
Yeah.
But their voice is,
But not
you're not
every
allowed.
policy. This isn't nothing new. It's just emphasized because the people that want to have them, you know, they're like,
Well,
No, because you're categorizing them as the opposition of my ideal thoughts. They're like, oh, you know what? They're going against
everybody
the guy I
has
voted
an
for.
idea of the direction that we should take. You know, like for me, I think that, you know, we need to move in a direction of a green economy. Whether or not Joe Biden's plan to do that is the right plan, I kind of have some disagreements with. But I like the direction that we're moving in.
we have to. Like, in order to be set for the future, you know, our kids being set
Right.
into an economy that is booming and that where they can prosper, we need to change it.
So what are we doing as a country? What is the United States doing that will benefit us long term
Not
right
much. Not much.
Not much now, but that's part of the fact that the older generation is making plans for the younger generation without having their voice heard.
Well, the problem is that, you know, we have such a short-term view of things. You know, next election, next quarter, next year, but we're not looking 5, 10, 15 years down the future to see where we'll be then. You know, so we're not setting up the groundwork now that's going to be necessary to maintain our status as
I
a world
agree.
power
Yes.
down the line. It's just not happening. You know, all these half measures trying to placate companies and, you know, foreign interests and whatnot for the short term or, you know, medium term, but not the long term. We're not setting ourselves up for success.
Get the money out of politics. Like, if we can get money, it's never going to happen, even though it's never going to happen.
It's because the
Like-
politicians who can make it happen don't want to make it happen.
No,
Because we
why?
gave
They're
them
lining-
we gave them the power to change rules so they can benefit themselves. So why will we? They're not gonna.
They're not going to change the game for them to lose.
Yes.
You know,
They have
Like,
the power. That's something that doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, a moderate. Doesn't matter when it all benefits them. They're gonna come together when it comes to that.
lose. We
We the people.
Yeah.
Everybody in this room, everybody listening, we lose.
And
Like-
we're seeing that, you know, like in all this just, you know,
If they
unrest
really-
and dissatisfaction. People are upset because, like, the middle class has been eroding for, over a generation now.
You know what they think? It's funny because Joe Biden made a speech one time and he said, "We the people is the government. We are the people. The government is the people." He said that.
I don't see anybody who represents me. They're all millionaires.
Nah.
You know, they don't have my experiences or my troubles.
You know, we just have different ways of getting there.
Yeah, different roads to
Yeah.
getting to pretty
in-
much
but
what
in
would
the
be
end,
the same thing.
We all have. We just want to see better. We want to see better, and we all can all agree that the system is broken and the system is no longer for us. And we just have different ways of fixing it. You know,
Or maybe we don't
Absolutely.
even know how to fix it.
we don't because
don't.
it's all opinion. It's all a big giant experiment. Everything, we
And
do
it all
is an
goes down
experiment.
to if they're gonna let us, you know, get a nut at the end of the day.
It's funny that we have to ask,
permission to
permission
prosper.
to prosper, right?
Mission to prosper. Well, I think this is a good point to pivot here to
Yep.
our main topic for the day.
We'll take a quick break and then we'll be back.
You're listening to the Almost Tomorrow Show. And now your hosts, Jamie Flores, Mo Wadan, and Nathan Collins.
Welcome back from the break, everyone. We're going to go ahead and pivot our conversation over to our main topic, which is the fatal accident where Alec Baldwin was handed a loaded prop weapon that killed Helena Hutchins and injured Joe Souza. What we know so far is that the film's armorer was not around when the assistant director grabbed the weapon, and that he called out code guns, signaling to the crew that the weapon was cleared and ready for rehearsal. So the question for today is, who's at fault for the chain of command breaking down? Is it Alec Baldwin, the armorer, the assistant director? Let's get into it.
So let me get this straight. So Alec Baldwin, he didn't know that this gun was loaded with a live round or anything. How does that happen? Because there's a chain of command, right?
Yeah,
On set.
Yeah, there's the safety protocols. The armorer has to check it. The assistant director checks it. You know, even the actor should have checked it before. You know, and that's part of the reason why people are kind of up in arms now, because the safety precautions at any time you're dealing with firearms on the movie set should be the number one thing. You know, guns are made, prop weapon or not, they're all weapons.
They're all lethal.
Well, the difference between a prop weapon and a real gun is that there's no difference. They're just designated, one as a prop and one's...
Yeah, wouldn't it be like the ammo? Maybe they're
Right,
aesthetic, it probably looks,
maybe.
you know.
Or maybe you file the hammer down or something. I don't know.
Because this is the thing. Like, okay, so let's just say he checked the weapon beforehand. So what is he checking for? There's actual ammo in there. So how's that going to prevent this situation from happening?
Well,
okay, he checks it. Boom. Oh, yep. There's the ammo because we're doing a rehearsal. So the weapon needs to go off.
No. When you shout code gun, you're saying that there's no ammo in the weapon.
Now, are they blanks?
Yeah, but they should be something, right?
No,
like
no,
it should be
Could be
blanks.
rubber fake bullets?
Right.
It was supposed to be empty. Code gun is empty. Hot gun means that there's ammo ready to go.
I don't know.
That's why Alec Baldwin, when everything happened, the first thing that came out of his mouth is, why did somebody hand me a hot gun?
Why is there a situation where they unloaded the rifle, right? If they don't know how many times,
checked.
well, if there's dispute on how many times he shot the weapon, after shooting it one time and there's actually a bang, you're telling yourself like, oh shit, there was actually something in there. Or it's supposed to be blanks. He shot it multiple times. We don't know the full story yet.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. Like,
I agree.
you never point a firearm at someone. You never point it at anything you don't want it to destroy. Like,
I mean, I would say that Alec Baldwin's pretty much, if the facts of this are true, I would say he's pretty much, without blame here.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't
mean,
blame him.
There's people saying that he's gonna take hit because he's one of the executive producers and an actor in it. He was the one that it done. He's gonna take. I mean, there's reports that he was for hours unconsolable. Like, he was just. I mean,
fucked up in the head.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
Can you imagine? Like
no intent.
You never would just for something like that to happen out of the blue with no expectation or. I couldn't even imagine it.
It's crazy because they said that the armorer, her name's Hannah Gutierrez, she stated that she wasn't sure if she was ready for this job before she got the job.
I mean, well, wasn't there like a quote that she said, like, with her previous movie, I think she was doing the Clint Eastwood movie or something, she's like, this is the start to a great career. Well, that aged like milk.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah, she's not going to have a very long career.
It's crazy, man, because, like, right before this happened, about 7 crew members walked off set because of, safety precautions being cut, housing accommodations, like the drive was crazy. The actual working conditions were kind of brutal there.
Mo, maybe you have like a point that you can make on that, working conditions and shit.
Well, I mean, I think the whole situation is that is just blown out of proportion because the housing. We don't know what they had, what they're complaining about, but safety precautions being cut is definitely a red flag. And I'm thinking in my head, like, man, what are the odds of them talking about safety and getting angry over the safety situation, walking off set, and then this happens? It makes me think, like, one, there's some kind of sabotage. Obviously, there's sabotage going on.
I don't know if it's sabotage. I think it's more the fact that they were just lackadaisical.
Well, we would have to see some motive here to say
The
sabotage.
the motive is I'm not saying somebody put the live ammo in the gun on purpose to kill somebody, but maybe they were hoping, because maybe the procedure is you never point a gun at somebody, right? So they were hoping that it would be a live ammo to show like, whoa, this could be so unsafe, and it backfired. I think when they investigate this, I think there is going to be some kind of sabotage. Somebody fucked up.
In the beginning of October, when filming started, these things were going on. Helena actually was talking to another director, Lee Lu, and told him that the selfish producers are cutting corners on safety. So she already voiced her opinion on the safety standard of this movie. There's been no checks. Like the assistant director is in charge of what happens on set. That's their job. You know what I mean? The director directs, the assistant director makes sure everything else runs smooth.
Right, I understand that, but I think there's a lot of questions to be answered here.
Oh hell yeah!
Absolutely. This just started.
Why is there live ammo on set? Was there a scene that they needed live ammo? We don't know this.
I don't feel like you ever need live ammo though. You get movie magic.
If they use live explosions too,
well, that's different.
Pyrotechnics.
Yeah, that's different. But right? Because that's all controlled.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't use like a real hand grenade. You use a movie hand
exactly.
grenade.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Smoke.
Yeah, I mean, real hand grenade doesn't look that impressive when it blows up.
And that's why I think there might have been some kind of sabotage, to test the security safety measures.
I don't know about that, because they were saying that 2 days prior before that, Alec Baldwin's stunt double misfired 2 rounds.
Yeah, what the
like
fuck?
Beforehand, yeah, the crew members are say they took a producer's phone and they saw that in a text message one of the crew members wrote him, the safety procedures suck. It's super unsafe. You can't just hand somebody a gun without checking. You know what I mean? Like, regardless of whatever, and you're the person in charge. Like, why was there a round in it at first? Like, there's nobody checking. And if there's reports stating that, days beforehand this was reported, in the beginning it was reported, somebody has to take account for the safety procedures throughout.
That's going to be the
entire
armor,
film.
probably. It'll probably be multiple people who cleared that chain of command for that gun. And who's putting these weapons on like a cart, and saying these are good to use? They should be handed to the actor directly and everything.
When the weapon was picked up, the armor wasn't around. So, negligent or not, everybody's stating that. So far, I mean, we don't know. This is all speculation, but the person that should take the hit would be, the person who handed the weapon. Some people are stating that Alec Baldwin, because of him being the executive producer or the person who pulled the trigger, should take the fall, at least get manslaughter.
I don't know about that. I mean,
dude, trust me.
I don't want to absolve Alec Baldwin or anybody from some responsibility, but I don't think that it would be fair to give him prison time or anything like that for this, which is very clearly an accident.
From what we know now.
Right. Yeah, until new facts are presented, if they are, and it just would be overkill. It would compound the tragedy. I don't feel like there's any criminal, at least on his part, criminal negligence. Should he have checked it? Probably, yeah. But I mean, there are other, things that could be at play. There could have been, the expectation there could have been dummy rounds in there, which looks similar to real rounds, and maybe.
There's a lot of questions. Were they properly trained? Was Alec Baldwin properly trained? If he wasn't, whose fault was that?
I have to imagine. I mean, I
would imagine, but right now it's all assumption.
Hasn't he been in some Western? I mean, he's been in
not
tons
Western.
of movies.
I can't.
But
I don't remember him. He's always in the suit and tie,
At least recently, yeah. But can we just take a minute to recognize just how devastating that would be for you. Like, if you were standing there, you know, unawares, and you had a gun that you thought was safe, you know, to be used, you know, in your scene or whatever the hell, and then all of a sudden, boom, you know, the person in front of you drops. Like, just the mind fuck that would do to me anyway. I'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I don't know. A crazy thing is there's an executive producer, I forgot his name, but he was getting at Alec Baldwin for a comment that he made in 2017 on Twitter, stating like, I wonder how it would feel if you accidentally killed someone on set. Like, he pretty much
foreshadowed
what was going to happen.
That's uncanny.
Yeah, it's ironic.
But like they're saying like that was the person that was stating that he should get manslaughter for this because of the shit that he
It
said.
is. I can't stand it when people overreact and they just want to punish somebody wrongfully so without finding all the information necessary.
Yeah.
He pulled the trigger. He did it.
Guilty. Put him in jail. No. Come on, man. Let's get to the facts.
Let's get to the facts. And, you know, also, I feel like punishment for punishment's sake is kind of overdone. I don't think that you need to do that, you know, if there's no purpose to it. But I also don't think that people should be necessarily held accountable for every offhand comment that they make.
Yep. You're saying there should be a statute of limitations on certain comments. I think comments on the, you know, if you state a comment on like Twitter or YouTube or something like that, there should be an expiration date. It should automatically delete after a certain amount of time or something, because
that's never gonna happen.
Oh man.
But no, I mean, I agree that people take things out of context. They cherry pick. You know, maybe my state of mind at that time is not the same as it is now, or my thinking. I mean, people should be given the opportunity to change their opinion, change their mind, change their thoughts, or even if you're just commenting, you know, I wonder what it would be like to accidentally shoot somebody on set or something like that. Okay, that's a totally reasonable thing to wonder. I mean, we wonder about the most bizarre shit from time to time. I mean...
Yeah, it's funny because the comments that we make today, like for instance, I mean, right now we can come to Alec Baldwin's defense and be like, oh, you know, he's a great guy. I love his movies and everything like that. And then 10 years, and I'll put that on Twitter. And 10 years later, we find out that he was a child molester. And all of a sudden they go back 10 years and they say, but he's a big fan of him. You know, it's like
completely taken out of context.
Yes.
It's like,
yeah. So it's
How
it's
did
scary.
we know? We didn't know that until
Right.
you know now.
Or even
We didn't know that 10 years ago.
He was a spy. He was a spy for the Chinese government. It's like, oh, you love the spy? You supported the spy? You know?
Oh
Just,
man!
like,
don't even go back to McCarthyism. The whole Red Scare and everything.
The chain of command definitely has to take account.
Yeah,
for
it
this,
has to be
you know?
questioned. We got to look into it.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. We'll give updates. We'll definitely let you guys know where it progresses from here.
Yeah, if you want to comment down below on how you feel about this, and then where do you think the responsibility lies, as the facts lie now. It could change, but as they lie now, where do you think that the responsibility lies for this incident? All right, everybody, that is our show today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you felt that anything resonated with you, just let us know down below in the comments who you felt that was responsible in that chain of command. If you have an idea, let us know. We read all your comments.
Absolutely. You can find us literally wherever you find your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Google Pod. You can always reach us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Outside of that,
I
know.
Hey, you guys have a great day.
tie your shoes.
Good day.
What the
I
fuck
say
is
good
one
day,
thing
sir.
Other than that.
Outside of that is outer space.
Outside of that.
What's outside of outer space?
As a matter of fact,
Just more
end the show.
space.
End the show right there. As a matter of fact,
You've been listening to the Almost Tomorrow Show with Jamie, Mo, and Nathan. Three crazy sons of bitches raising hell. Hey, we hope you enjoyed the show. We know we had fun. We have to get some shut-eye, or we're going to be really hungover tomorrow. And until next time, you can hook up with us on social media. Find us on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook at The Almost Tomorrow Show. Till next time, don't let your meatloaf.